Good morning, Woodruff Cougars. This is your principal, Dr. Ortiz. I'm super excited to have you back in hybrid beginning March 29th. I want you to look at this presentation to learn more about what hybrid will look like. It's going to be a little bit different, but nonetheless, it's going to be a lot of fun to have you back. In this presentation, we will look at what returning to school safely looks like at Woodruff Academy. We will cover our shared values, return to school options, our hybrid learning schedule, maintenance and operations, the daily wellness self-screening process, what to expect when returning to school, food services, and time for questions. We have 4 shared values that will keep us safe and healthy at school. First, we will follow public health orders. 2, we will maintain a caring and supportive school culture. 3, we will follow health and safety protocols. Lastly, we will communicate honestly and in a timely manner. So what are the options for return to school? Option 1 is the full-time distance learning model, which means 100% of distance learning instruction Monday through Friday. An important difference is that beginning March 29th, students will be in Zoom with their teacher for the entire class. Option 2 is the hybrid model, which is a blended model with in-person instruction for cohorts A and B, following public health requirements such as social distancing and wearing masks, and distance learning instruction for cohort C. Let's look at the hybrid learning schedule for Woodruff. Students in the hybrid model will be broken into 2 groups, cohort A, in-person, and C, distance learning. Class hours are from 8 to 12:05 p.m. Bus pickup is at 12:05 p.m. Intervention and enrichment is at 12:50, and office hours is from 1:35 to 2:20. We will now look at the hybrid schedule for the week of March 29th, which will be slightly different due to spring break, which begins on Friday, April 2nd. As you can see, cohort A is in person on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Cohort C will Zoom into class every day. Friday is a holiday. That is when spring break will begin. Grab and go lunch is from 12:05 to 12:50. Intervention and enrichment is from 12:50 to 1:35, and office hours are from 1:35 to 2:20. This slide shows our regular hybrid schedule that goes into effect after spring break, April 12th, Monday. Cohort A is in person every day except Wednesday. Cohort C will Zoom into class every day. All students will follow the Wellness Wednesday schedule through distance learning. This slide can be found on the Canvas page for both teachers and offers a more detailed overview of our Wellness Wednesday schedule with Zoom link and contact information. Again, Wednesday is a distance learning day for all students. All students will Zoom into their Period 3 homeroom from 8 to 10 a.m. Please review the schedule for more detailed information. Let's look at the intervention and enrichment block for the hybrid learning schedule at Woodruff. Teachers will hold academic intervention on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday via distance learning from 12:50 to 1:35 p.m. Academic intervention is required for students that are failing any classes. Students who are doing well academically can access enrichment activities during this time. Bus transportation. Bus drop-off is at 8 a.m. and bus pickup is at 12:05 p.m.
The next few slides describe the systems and protocols in place to keep our school clean and safe. Maintenance and operations is a shared responsibility. We will each do our part to keep our school clean and sanitized. Custodians will sanitize frequently, touch surfaces at least once daily, clean desks overnight, and perform all cleaning duties on the daily checklist. Teachers will clean their individual teacher spaces and supervise student cleaning. Secondary students will clean their individual desk and desk shields upon entering and exiting the classroom. Downey Unified has invested resources into ventilation and air quality filtration systems throughout, including evaluation of HVAC units district-wide, researched, vetted, and improved air quality options, upgraded filters district-wide, purchased and installed ionization units district-wide, purchased and installed portable HEPA filters. The ventilation and air quality filtration systems in classrooms and offices on our campus and district includes a three-part approach to better air quality. Number 1, air treatment. Address COVID and pathogens in ionization. Number 2, air filters. Maximize air filtration with current and future HVAC modifications and replacements. And number 3, fresh air. Optimize outdoor air. The air treatment filters work in 3 simple ways. Number 1, remove particulates in the air. Number 2, needlepoint bipolar ionization technology safely cleans indoor air without producing any ozone. Number 3, just like sunlight does to outdoor air, ions produced attach to airborne particles, eliminating viruses, mold, etc. These are images of the air treatment filters you will see in your classrooms or in the office.
The next few slides will focus on the importance of daily wellness self-screening process. Every morning, each student will be required to complete a self-screening prior to reporting to school. The first class begins at 8:30 a.m., so you are required to be on campus 10 to 15 minutes prior to start class to show the security officer your screening and get to class in person on time. This email will be sent to each student's email each morning. This email will be sent from COVID Screener Downey Unified. The option will be available to receive this daily screening via text if selected. All people on campus, including students and staff, will have the option to do the self-screening through text messaging in the future. Until then, it is required that it be completed through email prior to coming onto campus. The first screening question will ask, this is the daily symptom check. Based on your responses, you will either be approved to report to campus or you will be directed to follow other procedures. By completing the survey and submitting your responses, you agree the information collected can be used by the district to provide a safe environment for you and for other students and staff. The data will be used solely to determine if you should attend campus at this time, and it will be kept confidential. You will be then asked to check all the symptoms that apply. From the statements below, please check all that apply. Have you had a fever of 104 or higher? Chills, cough, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, persistent headache, and or sore throat within the last 24 hours? Have you taken fever-reducing medicines like, or not limited to, Tylenol, Advil, or Motrin to reduce a fever in the last 24 hours? To the best of your knowledge, have you been exposed to anyone who has tested positive with coronavirus in the past 14 days? Have you experienced recent loss of taste or smell? Or none of the above? Third, you will be asked if you have been tested within the last 3 days for coronavirus and awaiting results. After you complete the survey, you will either get a green check mark indicating it is safe for you to come onto school in person. Again, the first class begins at 8:30 a.m., so you are required to be on campus 10 to 15 minutes prior to the start of class to show the security officer your screening and to get to class in person on time. However, if you get a red X, do not come on campus. You will have the opportunity to Zoom into class and will be counted as present online by your teacher if you attend class via Zoom. Essentially, if you get a red X, you must 1. Do not come onto campus. Call the main office to report in-person absence. When feasible, log into distance learning classroom. Number 2, the principal will get an email with all those who were required to stay home based on the screening questions. In hybrid learning, students have 4 daily requirements. Number 1, each morning, students will be required to show their certified status, green check with date, on their cell phone or device prior to entering campus. Number 2, students will be required to wear a clean face mask on campus. Number 3, students will be required to bring their fully charged device and charger with them for in-person learning. Number 4, bring a water bottle. The water fountains will be out of service, but we do have a water bottle filling station for students. Remember, do not come on campus if you have a fever of 100.4 or more, you are experiencing symptoms including a persistent cough, shortness of breath, or sore throat, you have taken fever-reducing medication to reduce a fever in the last 24 hours, you live with and or have been exposed to a person who tested positive for COVID-19 or had COVID-like symptoms within the last 14 days. Lastly, if you tested for COVID-19 within the last 3 days and are waiting for results.
Also, you can expect to see student desk shields on every desk and assigned student seating. You will see safety signage throughout campus, classrooms, and office. You will also see additional hand washing and hand sanitizing stations. Students, sanitize your hands throughout the day. You will see social distancing signage reminding all of us to keep 6 feet apart. You'll see additional hydration stations where you can fill your water bottle as needed, and you will also see maximum capacity limits in restrooms, classrooms, office, and more. As mentioned, face coverings are mandatory on campus. Any person on campus is required to have their nose and mouth covered while on campus, no exceptions. Let's talk about approved face coverings. 1. Cloth covering secured to head with ties or straps. Double layer gaiter. On an as-needed basis, Downey Unified will only be issuing 3 layered masks. Let's talk about non-approved face coverings. These are face coverings which do not fully cover the nose, mouth, and chin. Bandanas, lace, mesh, or crocheted face coverings are not approved. Lastly, when face coverings should be replaced. Face coverings should be replaced when they do not fully cover the nose, mouth, and chin. When they are stretched out or have damaged ties, and straps. When they are so big or too small, they cannot stay on the face securely. They should be replaced when they have holes or tears in the fabric, and they should be replaced if they are wet. Now let's talk about desk shields. In order to keep everyone safe, teachers and students will have desk shields as an added layer of protection. Students are required to stay with their cohort, A or B. Students are not permitted to visit other classrooms not on your schedule or wander in the hallways during class time. Students will have assigned seating according to the teacher's seating chart. Upon entering the classroom, students are expected to use hand sanitizer and wipe down their desk and shield with sanitation wipes that will be provided. Students are expected to do this upon entering the classroom and upon leaving the classroom. Safety signage throughout the campus. Students who return to school in person will see safety signage everywhere. As mentioned, in order to social distance and keep everyone safe, there will be persons maximum signage that must be followed in the classrooms, office, and restrooms. No exceptions. We will have an on-campus screening area. If a student begins to show COVID-related symptoms during the school day, the student will be provided a single-use surgical mask and taken to a designated screening area on campus. Once in this screening area, the student will be checked. Parent and/or guardian will be contacted immediately and asked to pick up student from school and encouraged to be evaluated by a medical professional. Campus directionality for Woodruff Academy. Woodruff students will be dropped off and picked up by their parent guardian or by the school bus by the N parking lot. Woodruff students will get screened by their teacher or teaching assistant prior to entering class. Food services for Woodruff Academy, grab and go. Meals will be provided in a grab and go fashion. Students will not be eating lunch on campus. In person, students will take their grab and go lunch for that day. After school, students may grab a lunch and then must exit campus immediately. Due to the pandemic, students are not permitted to hang out or have lunch on campus. All other students will be able to pick up meals in a drive-through and/or walk-up fashion at designated school sites. Visit our school website for locations closest to your home.
Visit the district's COVID website to find a return to school guidebook and a return to school video.
We have covered a lot of important information in this return to school presentation. I want us to review the 4 daily requirements students must follow for in-person learning. 1. Students must show their COVID screening certified status, the green check with the date, to staff prior to entering campus. Students must wear a clean face mask to school. Third, students are required to bring a fully charged device and charger for in-person learning. Lastly, don't forget to bring your water bottle. Questions. We will have an informational session regarding our return to school Thursday at 5 p.m. See your email for the Zoom link. For any additional questions, please contact us at 562-904-3552 any day of the week, 7:30 to 3:30 p.m. This concludes this very exciting presentation. Thank you for being a good audience. We look forward to seeing you back on campus while following public health guidelines that will keep everyone safe and healthy.